Hey there, this is John Anthony Francis Wilcox, and it is Saturday, May the 10th, 2025. I hope you're all doing well. What shall we talk about? There's so much. So, first, this happened today. I got in one of my favorite albums ever that I never had on album, but I had on just about everything else. And I've talked about this before briefly. This is ABBA, the album. And people would know Take a Chance on Me and The Name of the Game, and maybe Eagle or One Man, One Woman or Thank You for the Music. But anyway, far and away my favorite ABBA album. Everything about it is spiculous. Um, Lyrics, the band, the record itself. What's really neat about this, and it's funny, one of the reasons I was able to get it for next to nothing is like it says that it's a RCA music service, like a record club edition. And I think that's like kind of cool. So, and what's interesting about the album, by the way, is this shows you the level of their fame. Is outside of the songwriting credits for Benny and Bjorn, no one's names are mentioned on that album of the four. All the musicians that play with them are mentioned, and it mentions that Benny plays all the keyboards, but you won't find Agneta or Annifried's names on there at all. Interesting. But again, at that point they were staggeringly popular, 1977 into 78. So they didn't need it. It just they're ABBA. All right, so there's that. Uh, this week I've been putting off something because it just wasn't coming to me. I think I've mentioned before how when I was a kid I used to read Cartoons magazine, sort of like the Mad magazine of cars. And I had gotten in touch with them a few years ago and said, you know, if I sent in a script, are you interested in that sort of thing? And they were like, yes, we definitely are. And then I promptly had no ideas. Well, I finally had an idea, and it got changed a bit here and there over time until I finally had the finished idea. I guess I would say maybe Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, I wrote a whole 5-page story, and then I let it sit overnight because I like to do that. Read it again, added just a little thing in one panel of a description, and sent it in. So I haven't heard back yet, but we shall see. Speaking of sent it in, I've been going through frustration with a certain label and all that. There's a new Flower Kings album, and I adore the Flower Kings, which I'm sure I've mentioned on many occasions. And they just have not replied to me after emailing them 2 or 3 times and phoning the publicist in question, who I got their machine and they never replied at all. So I wrote them again, and this time I included Roine, who is the leader of the Flower Kings from Sweden, and said, I've done this. Why haven't I heard from you? Please enlighten me. And I never did hear. I have yet to hear back. But this morning, I was copied in with an email that Royna sent the publicist saying John Wilcox is a friend of the band, and he's written about us pretty much since the beginning. So please send him this album. That was very sweet. That made me feel good. That you know, Royna's pulling for me. Just like last week, I had done a review of a Steve Hackett album and got a lovely letter from Steve and his wife saying how much they love the review and my support, and they want to see me in the fall. Although I have to let them know I don't do shows anymore, so I don't know. Unless they want to stop by, they're welcome to stop by, have a nice tea. I'd be fine with that. And so there's that. Got that done. It was free comic book day last Saturday, so I got 24 free comic books. So I scanned them and made a 24. I made a free comic book day page and put it up on Prague Sheet, and lots of people have looked at it, so that's good. I made some wonderful homemade macaroni salad on Thursday, and that came out fabuloso. I used cavatappi, the spiral version of elbows, and otherwise did a variation on Mom's recipe. I didn't have any onion to dice, so that was different, but I did grate carrots and I diced celery, put some parsley flakes and a little bit of dill and some chives, some mayonnaise, salt, pepper, red wine vinegar, and a little sugar to counteract the red wine vinegar. And there you go, macaroni salad. Um, Working on reviews, did 3, 4 book reviews, and it's just been a very active week of stuff. On the 7th, it was my friend Roz's birthday, so we had a lovely talk, and she was telling me what she was going to do, and I hope she had a lot of fun. Yesterday was my great niece Maria's, I think, 25th birthday, if memory serves, and tomorrow is Mother's Day, of course, and so to all of you that see this on the Sunday or after, I wish you all a happy Mother's Day if you're a mom, and if you're not a mom, uh, wish your mom or anyone you know with that's a mom a happy Mother's Day. um, Beyond that, talked to a few folks. Had a lovely talk with my friend Mike yesterday. My friend Pete, Irwin. Talked briefly to Ari. Nice talk with Lori. Did I mention we have a new pope? There you go. New pope, Leo the 14th. I think he's going to be a great pope. Really, really love what he has had to say. Seems like a beautiful pope. So I hope he does well. Oh, also a Marvel moment. I saw the film Thunderbolts, not in the theater, so I saw it, but don't ask. Thank you. Really enjoyed it. I know some people have not liked it, and that's fine. That's with any movie, isn't it? But it felt very Marvel-y to me, and I enjoyed how they handled the characters, and I look forward to seeing more from those characters. And beyond that, I'm thinking ahead of what I've got coming up in June and July. So who knows? Who knows what happens the rest of May outside of this delightful hat that I've had for several years, as you know. So I hope you're all well. I send my love to everyone, and I will see you next week.